Okay, so we were discussing about monitoring part, correct? So again, I have deleted all the virtual machines. It was costing money. So let's quickly create a virtual machine. You have to charge me more than 100 rupees. Monitoring PM, your user. Next one we are fine. Let's go to Azure Monitor also. Yeah, so mostly in any Azure, any resources you want to monitor or check the details, we have Azure Monitor or matrices to check it out. Okay, or if you wanted to get in more details, you have to install application inside. Okay, so Azure Monitor will give you data related to operating system. Okay, like CPU, memory, disk input output, and some other related disk read, cache sheet, and all those things. Okay. So if you want more application related data, how many users got disconnected, how many user was connected. Okay. So those related data you will get in application insight. Okay. So also if you go to your VM and monitoring part, some of the matrices. Okay, here you can see the time you can change. Okay, like data you want for 1 hour, you want data for 20 24 hour, or you want data for 30 days. Even if you say custom, maximum you can go up to 30 days. Okay, so sorry, 90 days maximum you can go if you are selecting it custom. Okay, so if I'm going back, okay, so till Feb it is taking. Let's try to go to January and select. It's going, but yeah, maximum you will get up to 90 days data only, or Microsoft just keeps your data for 30 days. Okay, after 31 days, your last data which came first will be deleted. Okay, so that is one problem with Azure Monitor. They will not keep your data beyond 30 days. So you have to log this data in somewhere, some storage account. You can keep it. Okay, we are not doing that task here. Maybe whenever some work come, you can follow the documentation and can achieve that. How to like move data from Azure Monitor to storage account, something like that you can do. Okay, so Rest all you can see there are some metrics. All of them are OS related, CPU credit consumed remaining, data disk IOPS consumed. Okay, all these are related to your operating system. Okay, there is nothing related to application. For application related, you have to go for application insights. Okay, uh, I guess around 6 months back or 1 year back, they have added insight also here. Okay, but still you have to enable if you wanted to get data of insight. Okay, by monitoring. Okay, so it's nothing much, just like your day-to activity you can do here. If something goes down, how to check the CPU usage, memory usage. Even if you don't have access to virtual machine, without logging also you can check from here. Okay, so learn more about virtual machine monitoring, what is VM Insight. You can go through all this. Okay, there is nothing much here. Okay, so let's try to create a action group and create an alert from Azure Monitor. Okay, so maybe you can say, okay, you know how to create a action group. You can say how to create a alert using Azure Monitor. Okay, again go to monitoring. So in monitoring, you can say you have insight, you have matrices, okay, you have diagnostic settings, you have logs, right? So sorry, okay, you get CPU disk, this VM of the box, enabling additional monitoring capabilities. It will provide you more details. Okay, you will build based on amount of data ingested to the retention setting. Okay, so you can enable from here. Alerting part is the important thing which we will go through. So we'll go to alerts. Even everything, all the monitoring related stuff you will find inside monitoring. Okay, go to alerts. Okay, you can enable recommended alert rule, or you can create a new alert rule from here. Okay, so anything is fine. Let's go this what they are saying. So you can see if you enable recommended, it will automatically create these many alerts for you. Okay, percentage CPU greater than 1%, available memory bytes is less than 1 GB, data disk IOPS percentage is greater than 95%. So these all alerts are related to your operating system, right? So why monitoring of a virtual machine is required? Anyone has any question on that?
Uh, Monitoring is one of the tool which Azure have that is mostly used to collect or analyze the different resources which are available in our Azure
Yeah,
project.
that's fine. I said why monitoring is required. Why do you want to monitor?
When some of the resources is not working properly and is the some error is occurred when over the resources, the monitoring will help us to find the time of period where the resource is not working.
Again, not
Also to configure
clear.
alerts and take the logs in order to take any proactive action.
So yes, like if you are having only one virtual machine, we can monitor it, right? Let's take a scenario where we have 100 virtual machine. Is it possible to go through all virtual machine and see, like check their CPU and memory? No, right? So if we enable alerts, what will happen? See, while enabling the alert, you can see we are configuring these things, right? So whenever they breaches any of this configuration or any of this threshold in technical language, right? It will send out an email to whom? To a group or to a personal single person, or even it can be a You can see you can add multiple people here, right? So monitoring basically enabling alert, what will do? It will basically help you reduce someone like okay physically sitting there and monitoring, right? So if something goes wrong, it will send an email to a group of people or even a group email, and that person then come back and check okay this virtual machine had some problem, correct? So that is the basically use of alerting, right? So I don't want to create all this. We'll cancel. I'll create a normal rule. Okay. So see, while I'm creating a normal rule, that is like when we try to enable, these all rules are created by Microsoft. Okay. So I will say create again alert rule. What type of signal? Just wait for some time. You can see you can select so many options you are having right here. You can select any of them. Okay, let's go to CPU only. That is percentage CPU. You are getting right. So let's select percentage CPU. Chart is last 6 hours. We are okay. Current usage is 4.6%. It went up and then again came down. That is also okay. Okay, what type of threshold you wanted to maintain? Like how you wanted to maintain? Is it dynamic or is it static? Okay, so that is again right now we'll go with the static only. Dynamic is like okay, it will check the previous usage and based on that it will basically define if there is a problem or not. So we'll go with the static. Then you can see what operation you wanted to do. So it's like greater than average, like average CPU is greater than what threshold you wanted to give here. Okay, so our CPU usage is around 10%. Let's keep it 60%. Let's keep it 40%. We'll try to log into virtual machine. CPU will go up. Okay, so you can see we have set the threshold at 40%. It is showing one line here, right? So evaluate based on last 5 minutes, okay, or last 1 minute. It will check CPU every 1 minute and it will trigger an alert. So you can see there was time when CPU usage was around 60%, and this green one it will basically say okay there was an alert triggered. Okay, so evaluation is also let be every 1 minute. Mostly for virtual machine it is 5 minutes if it's SQL. If it is like normal server, it can be 15 minutes or so. Every company configure it based on that their own requirement. Okay, so let's keep it 1 minute. We'll say done. Okay, so now first what we did, we have just created a action, not even action, a condition, right? Whenever the average CPU is greater than 40%, that is a condition, correct? Next, go to action. Okay, let's say this condition has met. What action you wanted to take, right? You can select a action group if you have. If you don't, you can create a action group. Action group is nothing but a group of people. You can say a group of email ID. Okay. Okay. What action group you wanted to see? Let's say this is IaaS team. Okay. Next, go to notification. So we are in action group now. Okay. Notification type you can see you have email, right? You have email, SSM, like SMS, voice, or so many options, right? Again I will say IaaS team. Okay, then you have different options here to enable. Okay, let's say email only I wanted to go. Okay, I'm okay with email. I don't want to go with like SMS and mobile app notification, other things. Okay. So now we have created the notification. Let's go to action type. What you want? to get the action, any action you wanted to take. Let's say you got the alert of high CPU, you can add a automation runbook which can help you to basically if you want to restart, it can help you to restart the virtual machine. Even it can, automation runbook can do lots of things, function and all those things. You can even create a ticket with ITSM if you want to do that. Once you get a notification, okay, logic app, you can even create a trigger a book. So these all is like next level of automation, kind of. Okay, you got a alert, you got notification, and you automatically want to check the report. So maybe your automation runbook can have a PowerShell script which will give you the current usage, CPU memory usage of that virtual machine, or even it can give you the details of what all application is running currently in that machine, or what is the current CPU usage by different application. You can get those things. Okay, so the action is like, again, next level of automation, you can say. We don't want to go with any action. Okay, so we'll keep it blank, cannot we? Okay, let's go back previous action. Okay, let me delete it. Yeah, that will take time. Again, tag, we don't want to add any tag. We'll say review and create. While this is getting created, let's go to our virtual machine. We will log in, and we wanted to increase the CPU usage. Simply, if we connect, it will increase the CPU because it's very small size virtual machine. I want to download the RTP file. I'm okay with public IP address. Let's go to RDP. Give username and password. Okay, I connected to the virtual machine. Some detail. Virtual machine. Okay, alert rule name IS CPU uses high. So there are some charge for one condition. It is around $0.10 per month. Okay, so if you have multiple condition, accordingly the charges will be. Okay, so alert tool has been created. Let's see what is the current CPU usage of virtual machine. Okay, so it is around 20%, right? Let's see if we can increase it to 40. We'll try to open multiple application, right? Let's open Explorer. Let's open some Internet Explorer also. Add couple of tabs. Okay. Okay, we'll add some more. Snipping tool, let's open PowerShell. Whatever application we have, we'll open that. So CPU is still 21%. Okay. We have to do some CPU intensive work to increase CPU. Let's try to. There is 4 GB of data there. One files. What is it? Control C. This PC. Is going high, but it is for very less time. Let's copy something from program files. Very less. Not if you're able to copy, we know, but let's try. That will give us some time. Okay. So CPU usage should be more than 40%. We are using copy activity. It's not going ever. We have one more options. What option we have? If you wanted to see the alert, we'll reduce the threshold, right? I'm logging to my email to check the alert triggered. You can see when I have added myself as a group action, you can see I have received an email from Microsoft Azure saying you have been added to Azure Monitoring Action Group. You are now in IIS Action Group and will receive notifications sent to the group, right? So that's the one thing. I can go there and check what is the group which has been created and all in Azure Monitor. Okay, let's go back to monitoring, go back to alerts, alert processing rule. We have one. I'm able to find that. Did it got created or how is it? Okay, deployment succeeded. Let's change this threshold to 10%, okay, and save it. Now CPU1 Hulu file. Okay, so as per our alert, if this CPU usage is more than 10% for continuously 1 minute, it should trigger an email alert, right? Let's see if you're getting that alert or not. Okay, so let's go to monitoring. It should trigger at least one alert. Till now it has not triggered. Anyway, that's the way we used to create alerts and action groups and processing of alerts. Okay, so maybe we receive later and then I will show you this tomorrow. Okay, that's all about creating an alert, action group, creating a condition, Okay, so what all different options we are having? We have seen that here. Any question related to this? Anyone has any question?
There are various type of alert which Azure provides us. It would be the tenant type. It would be the subscription type. How we manage this type of monitoring service.
So this monitoring is just for the resource which we are talking about. Okay, so do you have an idea how to create a new alert, right? How to create action group, how to create alert processing rule, right? So those all things we have learned here. Okay, if it is like tenant, there is nothing available at tenant level, right? Every alert you have to set it at your resource level, right? So if there is something goes wrong for the resource, you should get notified for that, right? We wanted to create a alert for that. Okay, we are not talking here about the like budget or some other cost related alerts, but we are talking here about mostly your resource monitoring. Okay, let's say there is a storage account. Okay, and there is some limitation on your storage account that okay, it's 90% full, and you are unable to receive like you are unable to copy more data to the storage account. How you will get notified? So for those kind of scenarios, we are trying to create a alert. We are trying to create a action group. Action group is nothing but a group of people whom you wanted to notify, right? So we have created two things. One is condition, right? So what is condition? Some threshold which we wanted to get notified, right? CPU, disk, memory, whatever it is, we have set the condition. Then second, we have set a action group, right? And then we'll get an email for, we'll trigger an email for that action group based on our condition, correct? So it's as simple as that. There is nothing. If you are having options, try to create action group, try to create a just simply try to create a condition and create action group for different options. Okay, that should be more than enough for alerting part, monitoring and alerting part.
Actually, because I am talking about the Azure Active Directory, where the tenant, if something is wrong with the Azure Active Directory, the tenant,
Yeah,
if
don't worry
any
about
issue.
that. Don't worry about that. Go through the resource monitoring. Okay, tenant monitoring and
Okay,
subscription monitoring, no need to do. It's Microsoft will take care. If there is
okay,
complete subscription goes down, uh,
hmm,
you can think of where Microsoft will be. So don't worry about tenant monitoring and Azure Active Directory monitoring. We have
okay,
different options also for monitoring also. So yes,
mm,
uh, but yeah, right now we are not giving details of AD monitoring. Okay.
okay.
So yes, even I have received email just now. It took time, but yes, we have received our alert work. You can see your Azure Monitor alert was triggered. This type of email you will receive. Rule ID, VM CPU usage is high. You will get resource group provider and all other things. Resource ID like which machine, right? Then you can see percentage CPU. Current value is 48%, and threshold we have set is 10%. Okay, for the last 1 minute. So this kind of alert the action group will receive. Okay, any other questions anyone has on action group or even alerting part? Okay, so that's it for the alerting. No need to go in more details about the alerting. Let's go to the backup if we have any. Last day we have created the backup.
Because we mainly use the monitor to monitor the metrics or logs. The log is basically used to manage the used to monitor the if any error is occurred in our operating system, it shows the. I think it is like the same way. I don't have any idea regarding that.
So yes, logging is like you are basically getting the data of every instance, like every 30 second or 90 seconds, or even
Hmm.
1 minute or 5 minutes. What is current uses? Which application is using what? So logging is basically to save somewhere the data of current application, right? So if I'm going to virtual machine, I think I got disconnected to that. Let me go to RDP again. If I'm going to task manager, if I'm going to like performance or process, you can see it's also having like, okay, server manager is taking this, task manager is taking this much, and different application is taking some different like consuming different memory and CPU, right? So logging is like to get all the details, which application is using how much, okay? And later on, you can query those logs, right? You will get this log, you will keep it somewhere else, okay? And then from there, if something goes down, you can query those log and you can basically uh, get an overview idea, or you can come to a conclusion why my CPU usage went high. So that is kind of logging. Monitoring is your monitoring the CPU and all, okay? What is the current utilization? That's it. That is monitoring. Which process is taking what? That is storing it somewhere is kind of logging, okay? Okay, we have log analytics workspace. Please go through it by yourself. I'm not going through it. So I will just give you an overview idea. Log analytics workspace is like, okay, we have talked about logging here, right? So log analytics workspace will help you writing some query, okay? That is Kusto query language to get the details of which application or which process was taking what. So please go through log analytics workspace by yourself. There are so many things in log analytics workspace. How to connect different virtual machine for logging purpose. You can do that. Okay. How to connect to Linux virtual machine. How to connect to Windows virtual machine. Like data sources we have in log analytics workspace. So yes, I will request you all to go through it by yourself. Okay. Log analytics workspace, and then yes, you can add a storage account. You can have different pricing model for log analytics workspace. So yes, please go through it. Okay, uh, we'll go through. This was the monitoring part we were having. So yes, we have some topics related to DevOps pending. Okay.
सर वो उसको
Mhm.
क्वेरी लैंग्वेज में से लॉग को कैसे पढ़ा जा सकता है?
Okay. So, yes, please try to go through it first. Okay.
ओके.
I have an option. Maybe I can give you some document on that. I know it's very easy. Okay, there is nothing called it's a new kind of language you have to understand. Okay, so if you say Kusto query language, okay, so see, it's again same how we have given. You can say where say start time between this and this. Here you are defining the time. Here is Florida and some count it is asking, right? somewhere in the event. Control commands, create table, and it's very easy. Okay, you can go through it.
Okay,
You
sir.
can go through some samples. Select your services. Go to samples. Okay. So here you can see where is not empty. Then count education, end location, and all those things they are giving. So here we can say where system name is or XYZ, our virtual machine name. Then we can say CPU usage is this much. Then I want top 10 event count, and then column or chart. Okay, you can prepare a chart. We can get all those things. Okay, so let me give you an example of Gusto query CPU language. Gusto query language for CPU users. Okay. Yeah, so you can say where time generated. So CPU memory, these all comes under performance. That's why they are giving a short form of performance like perf, where time generated 1 hour ago, object name processor, right? So this is like you can query a group of people. Okay, so you can a group of computers, right? Summarize count by computer, right? So you can see there are different computer which was having this processor percentage time, correct? You will get those kind of. Then you can say greater than 90%. Then you will get two different server. You can say greater than 60%. So it's a normal. First, just try to understand how to create alert action conditions. Then learn how to integrate with log analytics workspace if I wanted to add this virtual machine in my log analytics workspace, and then after that how I can query different things from log analytics workspace. Okay, or I have half an hour time. We are not starting a DevOps today because we have just DevOps pending. Load balancer. Have you people gone through load balancer again?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay, so we have one web app also. We will go through that web app, and then Terraform also we have pending. Okay. Okay, let's go through log analytics workspace also. I'm not getting a response. Log analytics, it's easy. Log analytics workspace. Create new log analytics workspace. Creating a resource should be easier for you people now, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm not discussing anything in there. Log analytics. Fine with that name. I think region is just Asia only, where we have created the virtual machine. Okay, let's quickly check what is the region of East Asia. Oh, East US. Okay, let's create it in East US. Let's create. So creation of log analytics workspace, it doesn't ask us more, just name and then location, correct, and resource group. You can say I'm continuously receiving alerts, right? Azure Monitor and all those things, correct? So again, I got two more email from them. We'll delete that. Let's go to our this what we call log analytics workspace got created. Let's go to resource. Okay, so pricing tier it is pay as you go. Overview everything is same, no change, right? So here also you can say manage alert rules. Okay, search and analyze log, manage usage and cost and all those things we are having. Connect to a data source, right? This is the most important thing. What all things you can connect? You can connect Azure Virtual Machine. Okay, Windows and Linux agent management, Azure activity logs also you can keep in log analytics workspace. Storage account log you can keep in log analytics workspace. System center operation manager also you can connect to log analytics. Okay, why you wanted to connect these all? Activity log is also there for 90 days. After that it will not available for you from here activity log. Okay, so if you wanted to keep it for longer time you have to add it to your log analytics workspace. Okay, right now we'll just go through adding a Azure virtual machine. Rest all you can try adding a storage account and all those things. So you can see it says like not connected, right? I can click on it and I can connect. Out of 10 interviews, 2-3 interviews, they will ask you about log analytics. If you are able to prepare, that is well and good. If you are not able to prepare, at least till here you can say you can connect different data source. You can query logs using Kusto language and XYZ like that you can say. Okay. So once that will connect, we will have option for logs here. Okay. You will have some videos to see how much is the like how you can use those things. Okay, you can go through that video. Okay, you see there is some response time trend, request count trend related to application. You can run them directly. Okay, if you go to Azure Monitor, you will have different like automatically created some queries there are there. Okay, which you can use. Okay. Availability rate, memory and CPU uses, I will say run. See, I selected that. You can say automatically they have given me a query, right? Performance time generated 1 hour ago, where counter name is percentage CPU and instance total, counter name percentage memory uses, project and all those things. Right now, I don't have any virtual machine integrated, so I'm not getting those details. Once it is there, we'll get the details here, right? What is the CPU usage and percentage usage? Okay? You can select so many options you are having. So, okay. It's easy. There is nothing much to do with this log analytics workspace. Okay, you can say all sys logs is like you will get all the system logs. Okay, you have so many options to query them. No need to learn basically. Okay, I have to learn push to query. Nothing is required. You have so many options here to check it. Okay, you can see top 10 virtual machine by CPU utilization. I wanted to check. I can get that. Correct. So when you are just getting CPU, remove other. Just keep the CPU uses. Okay. Okay, Tony and Vivek left. Maybe they are good with monitoring, no problem. So, yep. So that's all about log analytics workspace we are having. Okay. Then we have some solutions also for that. Please go through it. Usage and estimated. So log analytics workspace also has some charges, right? So you can see you can go for 100 GB or 200 GB or something like that. There are different options you have for pay as you go. Okay. For data logging, you can set some daily cap. Okay, I want to just log of 10 GB per day. I don't want to go over 10 GB, or even I can set up 1 GB per day. That is your daily cap. Data retention, you have options, right? Till when you can keep the data. So you have option till 730 days. You can keep data in log analytics workspace. Okay. You can see the usage of log analytics workspace. Okay, usage details is print, and let's go to again. So you can say the data source, virtual machine, storage account, system center, activity log, and scope configuration. That is in review. So my virtual machine should be connected till now. So yes, it's got connected now. So we will be logging data to this workspace from this virtual machine. Okay, and then we can query data from log analytics workspace. Hope this is okay for log analytics workspace.
Yes, Vikas.
Okay, so there are some agent configuration also which you can install agent, and then that agent will send data to this virtual machine. That is like agent configuration which we are talking about here. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, or set some background about the next class. So tomorrow is Friday, but we'll go with our general class only for first 1 hour. Then last half an hour we'll go through interview discussions and all. Okay, or like we'll divide 45 minutes, 45 minutes. We'll cover one topic, and then we'll go through interview discussion for 45 minutes. Okay. So, okay. Anyone else has any question on this? I'm saying no. We are having Terraform also to take once again. We are going slow. Classes are okay. Okay, no problem then. Let's meet tomorrow. We'll end class here today only. Okay.
Vikas,
Mhm.
can you change? Are you changing the schedule time of from the next week, where you started the new? You are going to start new group.
Right now, have not started. If I'm starting, I will let you know. The timing will be
Okay.
same mostly. Okay. So yeah, you will get a notification in advance. Don't worry about that. So yes, I'm planning after 10th maybe. Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, right now I have not started. I mean, even I will think start or not. So
Okay.
okay. So timing will be same even if I'm starting in new also. Timing will not change for this. So okay.
Okay, Vikas.
Okay. Thank you all.
Uh,
I will. Yes. Go on. Someone was asking something.
Vikas.
Yes.
Yeah, Vikas. Uh, what can you say in permission and access? There was a